I thank you, Paul, and all of the people responsible for putting the event together. It's a wonderful group. I really enjoyed the time I've been here so far. I look forward to the rest of the weekend. And it's an honor for me to be here, and thank you for receiving my story. I'm going to begin with an event that happened when I was about 22 years old. I had a very blessed childhood. I was very physical, and I was an honor roll student, and I was received well in my community. And one of those kind of shining examples that every time I saw it, it was like it worked out perfect. And I met a man who he was a trance channel, and back then I didn't really know much about religion or spirituality. And he invited me to meditation groups, and then started learning about spiritual things. And he sat me down one day and did a reading for me. And this energy, or whatever it was, started speaking through him. And started telling me about telling me things about myself that I had, well, never really told anybody. So I knew there was something going on here, and I wasn't really sure what, but I knew that my life would never be the same. And as a question was put forth to me, he said, "What do you want? What's most important to you?" And I realized at that time that everything I was doing had no meaning in my life. I was working, skiing, playing, dating, had family, all those normal everyday things, but I was not happy. And I realized I was not fulfilling whatever it was I was here to do. And I just, for a flash, I realized I wanted to make a difference. I didn't know what that meant at the time. And the picture in my mind was, somehow, someday, I'd be doing this. I'd be sharing the story. I'd be explaining that I had overcome and done things in my life that other people might want to hear about. Interestingly enough. So, the first thing is that I started to realize what a vision was. And it's like, there are many diamond-like visions in the world, and they all start off like a lump of coal. Of course, the biggest motivator is pain and suffering. So the first thing I realized in my life was I had to make changes because I was not well. I wasn't feeling good. And me, being a very physical person, my body was not working very well. So I actually got pretty sick. I developed a lot of allergies. I developed severe bowel issues. So my way just started into realizing my vision of making this world a better place and making a difference was I had to heal myself. So I started realizing that I had this earth vehicle and I had to respect and take care of it. And I wasn't. And I'd never really been to see a doctor, and I went and saw this guy, and he said, I said, what? It was very simple. I said, well, I came into this world as like triple Aries. So my life can be very tense sometimes. So if there's something I'm focused on, get out of the way, because I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And I said, what is the cause of these allergies? How do I get rid of it? He said, don't know, you gotta live with it. And I never went and saw a doctor again. I made a decision right then that I would take responsibility for my own health. It was the scariest decision I've ever made in my life. And I started looking. And persistent. And just keeping focused on what I believed was some sort of wholeness in my life. I kept going forward. And attracted all the right people at the right times, and realized that my body, being this vehicle, was always telling me the truth. So as I started to learn to meditate more and learn what was going on through my awareness of my body, I realized what I ate especially was significant in my life. It was an extreme environmental signal that we take in all the time. And I needed to really learn more about what that was doing in my life. So for about 4 or 5 years, I learned how to clean up my body and got myself back into health. And after becoming a strict vegetarian and doing all the right things, I still kept hitting a ceiling on my health. I didn't really know what was next for me. I just knew that I was going to get to the bottom of this. And of course, as I'm sitting in silence, in meditation, I learned as I started eating animal products, I realized my body would I would experience anger, I would experience fear. Or if I ate sugary type products, I started to experience anxiety or worry. And if I ate simple raw fruits and vegetables, I'd calm down, I'd relax. Interesting concept. So as I started to associate this, I realized nature was perfect. And it was about consciousness. It wasn't about going outside of myself to try to satisfy myself. So my vision started to get clear. I realized in order for me to be part of making a difference, I had to be that difference, I had to become it. So in order for me to go to the next level, I started, again, making changes in my life and looking hard. And I got pretty cynical at that time. I had done a lot of things. I had healing practice for many years. And I still was not satisfied. Finally, fortunately, we all have someone in our life who's very persistent. And they always have this wonderful new story, this wonderful new product, or a new person in life that we don't hear about. And he shared with me a guy by the name of Dr. Michael O'Brien. And that was when I made some more decisions, and again this diamond-like vision kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And I realized that the human body has certain needs, just like in an automobile. If you don't put gas or oil in your car, it's not going to work properly. And the reaction I was having in my body was directly dependent on what I put in my mouth. So I had to start to learn to deal with all those issues of the whole idea of death. Because what do we really eat? It's really to take care of this vehicle. But as I started to really look into deeper levels of why I ate, really most of it was around fear. A lot of things I ate were trying to satisfy empty things in my life. So one that kind of went for, this guy, he told me a quick story. He said, anybody heard of Dr. Bernard Jensen? There's a couple of people, he's a great nutritionist. And he said, Dr. Bernard Jensen has written over 60 books on health and nutrition. And this man in his early 80s developed rectal cancer, metastasized to the bone. And he's down to 76 pounds, he's on his deathbed. Already been on a morphine drip for 15 days and had an bowel movement in 15 days. And we call this guy the king of bowel management. How is this possible? The man had this understanding, this intelligence in the field of nutrition, taking care of the earth vehicle, and up like that. It's because he was cheating. He wasn't walking the talk. He was traveling around the world and giving lectures and living in airplanes and restaurants, and wasn't putting enough nutrients in his body to take care of and replace the dying cells in his body. Because I believe that I've come to know now that this vehicle is created in the image of something, in the likeness of something that is perfect and infinite. And I believe, and it's written in many texts, that there's many beings that have walked this planet for many, many hundreds of years. So the whole concept started to really, some of my awareness and possibilities of what this was like in this manner, what people against in my life. Anyway, this doctor